Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'm really excited to be here with you on this last Wednesday of June. Can you believe that? That is absolutely crazy. Before I get started, I do have a couple of announcements. First, I would like to thank everyone who is joining me live. We are live streaming right now on Facebook and Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube. So I'm really happy you could join us this evening. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of you who share my show information and my show posts and everything. I'm very grateful for that. Please hit the like button or the thumbs up button, depending on what social media platform you're on. And please share and retweet on Twitter. And please, if you're out here, please say hello so we can chat. I invite you to check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. And you can find out all the information you need about my books, my oracle cards, and my services as well. I hope you will come over and join the Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram. There's so much amazing energy and information. We learn something new on a daily basis. It's just amazing. Goldylocks Productions also has an online store where you can get some pretty awesome merchandise. So check out all of our amazing designs. And also don't forget to check out the Goldylocks Productions Oracle cards, Energize. These cards are so incredible. And we all did a really great job on them, I have to say. And there is a link that you can order them from. And I know Tiffany will post that. And last but not least, you can become a Goldylocks VIP. There are different membership levels with the VIP program. And each membership level has different perks. So you can check that out on Patreon. You can check that out on YouTube. You can also think about sponsoring one of the Goldylocks Productions shows. When you sponsor a show, Tiffany will make up a little commercial advertisement, and it'll be shown during the show that you are sponsoring. So if you have a small business or you're wanting to get a small business started, or even if you have a hobby, and you want to get your information out there, it would be a great way to do that. And also helping out one of the show hosts at the same time. Thank you, Robert, for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. If you would like to watch, If you would like to make a donation, you can do that via my Venmo or Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube or Rumble Rant on Rumble. And if you do make a donation of $5 or more, give messages, I will put your name at the top of the list. And happy birthday to anyone who is celebrating a birthday this week. Birthdays are very special days. Happy birthday to Joey, Megan's brother. His birthday is actually today. So this is just incredible, right? This energy is still kicking. The Schumann resonance has been steady today at 99. So how are you guys feeling with all this energy? I would love to know how you guys are feeling this energy and how you're dealing with this energy, because I'm going to share a little bit about what it's done for me lately. So hello, Robert. Hello, Richard. Sarah. Nice to see you. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Veronica. Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right. So let me tell you, this energy has been kicking my butt since April. Not just the Schumann resonance, but all of this extra energy that we've had. And we know we've been riding these waves all year. But especially since shortly after my birthday in April, that's when I started really noticing a huge, huge change. I've been so exhausted no matter how much sleep or rest I get. I've had very low physical energy, and time has been speeding up, speeding up, slowing down on a daily basis. It's been crazy. Now, something really exciting happened, and in the last several days, I have felt a shift within myself and my energy. And what it feels like to me is that this process is changing for me. I'm starting to feel my energy coming back better than ever. I feel much more clarity with everything. I feel more inspired to get things done. So do not doubt that if you are struggling with this energy influx right now, and you are super tired, or you have the headaches, or whatever you may be experiencing, have no doubt that this energy is working for you in your favor. So you will see a change when it's going to completely turn around, and you're going to feel so incredible. Your energy is going to be just so enhanced. Your intuition is going to be stronger. Everything. So, just keep that in mind as you are going through some of the symptoms that you may be going through. Because we're going to have these energy influxes, and energy flares, and energy waves for the rest of this year. But you know what? This is the year of transformation, right? So that's all helping us and guiding us to transform our lives. So we are pretty much halfway through this year already. Halfway. So what have you noticed in your life? What have you been transforming? I would love, for you to put that in the comments. Hello, Melissa. Nice to see you. One thing that's been transforming for me, and it's been coming kind of slowly, but now it's becoming much more clear. It's a clearer version or clearer vision of my purpose. And I'm getting a clear vision of what I need to be doing and where I need to be focusing my energy. And, that's pretty huge, right? Because that's going to benefit every area of my life. Because we don't want to put our energy where we don't need to be putting it, because that's draining, right? But when we're focusing on what we want and what we are trying to create in our lives, then that energy just gets enhanced. Now, I want to tell you, a lot has been coming up for me about now, about doing things now, getting things started now. Now is the time. And I've been hearing this since like 2020. And it's been really strong for me in this past week that we need to be living more in the moment, focusing on right now. One way we can live very well in the moment is to focus on gratitude. Because when we are grateful for something right now, it keeps your mindset in the moment, right? We're not thinking, oh, I'm grateful that, 10 years ago, I found a $50 bill on the ground. No, we're focusing on what gratitude, what amazing things we have in our lives at the moment. And then that keeps our mind focused on the now, because that is all we really have. So I've been hearing this now a lot lately again, a lot. Back in 2020, when it first started, was when my guides and my angels were nudging me to finish writing my book and get it published. But I just drug my feet, for so long. And it was just insane, because I knew deep down that this is something I was supposed to do. But yet, you stay in that part of your head that's all full of doubt and anxiety and fear, and it doesn't get you anywhere. So I would just, have these thoughts over and over. Yeah, I should do it, but you know what? I can't right now. I don't want to do it, whatever. And then one day I went to see this Buddhist monk. He's a psychic. And I had heard from people that I knew that he's absolutely amazing. So I went there to see him. And he sat there and he said to me, he goes, "Did you finish your book?" And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you have to finish writing your book. Nobody on this entire earth knew I was writing a book. And so that kind of really blew my mind. So that really got my attention, right? Because if this person who I don't know, I've never met before, knows this is what I'm supposed to be doing, obviously this is a divine, intervention right here. So I started getting busy on that. But that was kind of my wake-up call to, oh, I got to get this done. And then in 2020, when I was real serious, I kept hearing that quote by Wayne Dyer, don't die with your music still in you. And, that's so powerful, because how many things do we want to do? Do we know we should do? Or do we feel guided to do? And we just sit on it, right? We just sit on it for whatever reason. We feel like we're not good enough to do this, or we feel like we are too old to do this. But let me tell you, you Google it. People that have started like a successful career or whatever later in life, and you'll be amazed at what you will find. I would have never thought that at the age of 57, I would be writing my first book and embarking on a new career that was going to fulfill my purpose. Never would I have dreamed that, ever. But it's never too late to become the best version of yourself. You can't let anything hold you back. We learned a lot of lessons from 2020, a lot. We learned how connected we are. We learned how important family and friends are, among a lot of other things. And we learned a lot of things about ourselves. We learned a lot about ourselves. Because in 2020, people were either, cowering and just living their whole existence in total fear, or they were like, you know what, I'm going to take control of my situation, and I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to do this for my family, whatever it is. And a lot of people started their own businesses. A lot of people started their own, side things that that lights their soul on fire. Some people lost their jobs then and realized how important or how unimportant that part of their life was compared to every other blessing that they have. Yes, people need a paycheck to live. That's true. But there are many different ways that we can do that in a more fulfilling way that's going to make us a lot happier. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you. And it's never too late to start doing that. So if you need a clear sign, this is your sign. Get busy. Start doing it now. I've learned so much from 2023 already, and so many things are transforming. So many things are changing, and so much manifesting is going on. And it's just absolutely crazy how quickly that we can manifest. So keep continuing to do that. Put those clear intentions out there of what you want in your life. Don't be vague. If you're looking for a new job, don't put the focus on, I want a new job. No, you could get a new job that pays you twice as much money and is a horrible, horrible, toxic environment. That's not really what you want, but that's what you put out there. So you have to be very, very clear, because that's the energy that you're going to put out, and that's the energy the universe is going to match and bring back to you. So you want to make sure you are clear. So whatever dreams you have, start working towards those. We don't want to leave this world with things undone. We want to complete and do what we came here to do. We want to, start living in our purpose, because when you do, the feeling inside of you that comes, that you feel in your heart, and the spark that you feel in your soul, and you just become so authentic when you live in the truth of who you are. So, our time on this planet does have an expiration date. And one morning that sun is going to come up and we are not going to be on this planet anymore. So, as sad as that is to think about, as far as, not being with our loved ones on this earth anymore, and things like that, and leaving behind whatever we leave behind. This part on the earth is just a part of our journey. This isn't our whole entire, journey. This is just a small part. And then we'll be on to the next phase. But we need to do as much as we can while we are here. We need to do, we all came here with that contract, right? We all made that contract of what we wanted to accomplish in this lifetime. And it's time to get busy. It's time to get busy. Don't let anything hold you back. You don't want to be, taking your last breath, thinking to yourself, geez, you know what? Why did I let fear hold me back all of my life? There's so much I could have done. You don't want to have regrets like that. And you don't want to have to repeat those same lessons, those, all of that same stuff again. Because being here now, it is, it's not easy. It's not easy being a human. But we all just do the very best that we can. The very best. And when you start living in that place of gratitude and living in that place of your purpose, your life completely changes. And many of you out there know that because you have already done this. And it's absolutely mind-blowing. I was thinking today, what if all those years ago, Tiffany didn't start doing what she was doing? I wouldn't be here. Melissa wouldn't be here. Robin wouldn't be here. Carol Ann wouldn't be here. Mary wouldn't be here. Marcia wouldn't be here. And I hope I didn't miss anyone. Gayla wouldn't be here. None of us would be here, right? But she followed her guidance and did what she was being guided to do. It's just absolutely amazing. When I first published my first book, I was very, I don't want to say terrified, but I had a lot of anxiety about it because first of all, it was something I'd never done before. Second of all, I put a lot out there in that book. I mean, a lot of pain that I went through, a lot of my, during my awakening experience, my dark night of the soul, all that, ugly stuff. And you don't know how people are going to react to that. But I listened and I did it anyway. And a lot of people would tell me, I had pretty much the same experience. This is so cool. And that made me feel great. And I always said, if I helped one person from my experiences, it was so well worth it. And I know that I have because people have contacted me and when you hear that from someone, it's like such a validation that you followed your guidance, right? And it's just like climbing a mountain, we're trying to get to the top, and there's lots of obstacles and hurdles along the way. We might fall down on that mountain, we get back up, might fall down again, might even roll back down halfway and then have to climb more. But we keep doing it, right? Because we're being guided to. And when we listen and you get to the top, like so many incredible things will open. So many different doors open once you close that door of fear. Fear is such a crutch and it's paralyzing and it's a horrible, horrible feeling. I know we have all experienced fear at one time or another, and it's not fun, but you can get past it. You can work through it and be so much better for learning that and for learning that lesson. And we all come here with so many lessons to learn. I don't know. I think we plan that out, what lessons we want to learn, maybe not how we're going to learn them. Because how many times have something happened to you and you make excuses for it. I've done this many times. You make excuses for it and you're like, no, that's not what it means, blah, blah, blah. And you keep on, you try to do it again, but you do the same thing and it still doesn't work that time either. So the universe is going to bring it to you another way, maybe. And the universe is going to knock a little bit harder each time until literally it feels like your world is falling down around you in order to get your attention. because the first time we don't listen, they have to get louder and louder and louder. So if you can recognize a situation and see, ooh, there's a lesson here somewhere, and try to figure out what it is, you're so far ahead of the game. A lot of times when we're in a situation, let's say, for example, a toxic relationship. So we're in a relationship that we know isn't good for us. The other person is not treating us the way we want to be treated, but we still stay there. Why do we do that? Once you're removed from that situation and you look back on it, you're probably thinking, I would never do that. I would never stay in a relationship like that. No, right now you wouldn't, because you're a completely different person. But you were a totally different person back then when you got into that relationship. And along the way, now this could be a romantic relationship, a work relationship, a friend relationship, a relative relationship. It doesn't matter. It's the same. You stay there for whatever reason, until you realize and love yourself more, and you realize that you deserve better. Then you no longer let those people, walk all over you or take advantage of you or be nasty to you or whatever, the situation is. And as you heal from that and realize it for what it is, you can look back on it and you can see totally how you let yourself be in that situation and how you let yourself stay in that situation. But after you do that healing, that person that you are right now, if that same situation came around, like, it's not even going to vibrate anywhere in your orbit, because you are so far, your frequency is so far above that level now. Does that make sense? So keep doing the healing. The only way for us to move on is to purge and get rid of all that stuff that doesn't belong to us. I hope you guys caught Mary's show today, Wellness Mary. I don't think that's her name of the show. I forget what it is. I'm sorry. But anyways, it was on today at 4 p.m. Eastern. And she was talking about, that objects have energy and how you can a lot of times feel the energy from them. And it was a really interesting show. You guys should, if you haven't watched it, check it out tonight, because it was really good. But she was talking about, about releasing and letting things go and getting rid of like a lot of stuff from the past. Like she said, she had thrown out some old yearbooks. She hasn't looked at them in forever. So what does she need them for? She's got those memories, which is true. We do have the memories of whatever items we have. We do have a lot of, thank you, beautiful essence with Wellness Mary. There you go. Thank you, Tiffany. And thank you, Tiffany. Now I lost my train of thought. I hate when I do that. Okay, so we were talking about purging old things. Go through your closets. Get rid of the clothes that you haven't worn in a year. Obviously, they're not that important to you if you haven't worn them in a year. Or things that are too small or way too big. Because there's a great release when you get rid of clutter. There's a great energy clearing when you get rid of clutter. It's amazing. My mom was one of those people who would not get rid of anything. And when she moved from Michigan to Texas, she downsized. So she said, but her movers had a big semi. So I don't know how much she really downsized, because she had a heck of a lot of stuff. That every single item that she had, whether it was one of her 300 knickknacks or one of her 15 clocks, or what else was it? She had a lot of lamps. She loved lamps and clocks. But every single item, if you'd ask her about it, it had a story. And so she was very attached to those things, because she was attached to the story, because she was attached to the people that the story was about. And I understand that. But one thing that was said on Mary's show today, Beautiful Essence, was that when you hang on to that item, you're hanging on to that old energy. And that's something we don't want to do. We want to get rid of that energy, right? That old stagnant energy. if you have things from maybe a past relationship, a relationship that was maybe toxic, you don't want to hold on to the energy of those items, right? And you can clear the items, sure. You can clear the energy from the items. But when she was talking about how items hold energy, and she was talking about, well, just go and watch her show because it was really good. That when she was talking about how energy can be held in items, it reminded me of when I was a kid, and I was probably 11 or 12. Hello, Sam. And my grandma bought my mom this brass bed frame at a yard sale, and all the pieces were there because my mom and dad had the mattresses, but something had happened to their like bed frame or whatever, I don't know. And they put it all together, and it fit together perfectly, but it wouldn't stay together. So she's like, I don't know about this. So they stuck it in the closet. So a little while later, you could hear the voices of a couple of children. It was a boy and a girl playing all the time. They were playing and just laughing, and I heard it. My mom heard it, and we heard it for quite a while. And after we ended up getting rid of the bed, because obviously it wouldn't stay together, so we had no use for it. But after we got rid of it, probably a few months later, we didn't hear the voices anymore. So as I got older, of course, this story stuck with me quite a bit. And I had always kind of thought that this little boy and girl maybe possibly, died in that bed, or, something like that. So that energy of them and their spirit was still with that bed. It was kind of a really cool experience to have at such a young age and have it be so acknowledged, and be so that, it was very clear. You could hear it, but you couldn't tell where it was coming from. Kind of like when my cat went into another dimension. This cat was you could hear it meowing and meowing like it's trying to get back, but it was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Then it was like the whole entire day this poor cat was gone. And then all of a sudden it just appeared. So I've always believed it was kind of in another dimension. There was no like holes in the walls or anything where it could have climbed into the walls, because when things like that happen, I always, I don't want to say I'm a skeptic, but I always like to try to, check it out and be able to verify it, because people are very skeptical about things. And I think it's always good not to have proof, because I don't need proof. I don't care. I know what I experienced. But it's kind of good when you can get that other validation too. Okay. So we are at the halfway point. So if anybody would like a message, I'm going to go ahead and get your names written down. And Robert, I got yours down. Robert. And let's see, 6, 28, 20, 23. Okay, 628. Sam said, I have tried golden blanket technique to clear my house. Ask Angel to help and have an imaginary golden blanket larger than house dimension pulled from below to top of house. Pretty cool. Kim said, my mom collected antiques, and yes, I used to tell her about the previous owners. Yeah, my mom had a lot of antiques too. She did have some pretty nice stuff, but it wasn't really necessarily like my style. Veronica. Sam, intention is all entities, feelings, beliefs that are not from people in the house get caught in this. Then hand it over to angels. That's beautiful, Sam. Absolutely beautiful. Richard. Okay, Joyce. So far I have Robert, Kim, Veronica, Richard, Joyce. So if I miss anyone, please let me know. These are really exciting times that we are living in. And I really hope that if there is anything that you feel like is holding you back, try to figure out what that is. Try to figure out what it is so you can heal it and move forward. I think when I was hesitant about publishing my book, I think it was, I would say fear and I would say anxiety that I let hold me back, because I was, being very vulnerable. And that kind of a position can always make a person feel uncomfortable. So I think it was more a level of uncomfortableness, uncomfortableness, if that's even a word. So once I realized what it was that was holding me back, then I was able to move past it. Because if you don't even know what is causing your fear, or causing you to hold yourself back, how are you going to alleviate that situation so that you can move forward? You have to be able to know what it is that's keeping you where you are. Because as long as you have that fear, that mindset, you can run like you're running a marathon, and you're going to be running in place. You're not going to get anywhere. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to expend all that energy to just be where we are and not move forward. Doesn't matter how slowly you move forward. You can turtle crawl. It does not make a difference as long as you are moving forward in your life and on your path. Veronica said, Samir, I do that as well, but see it as a net. Very effective. I really like that. Sam said, now I am trying to see any feeling that comes up, and when I get it, I honor it and give love to it and ask it to flow. Seems to be working. Very nice, Sam. And what works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. So we have to figure out what works for us. It doesn't matter. You can experiment with different things. Like I use my bubble every day. Every morning when I get up, I use my bubble. And I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference for me. It really does. I can tell it's funny because when I get up at the same time, I would do all this stuff while I'm having my first cup of coffee. And I would have a talk with my team, and I would do my bubble and different things. And when I get up late, it's like it throws off my whole day. I'll go out there with my coffee. 2 hours later, I'll be like, oh, crap, I forgot. How could I forget? I do this every single morning. But it just throws me off somehow. So you have to figure out what works for you, what resonates with you, because we're all individuals. Yes, we're all spiritual beings, but we're all in a human body. So we're going to react to things differently. Different things are going to resonate with me than what resonates with you. That's just the way it is. That doesn't make one thing right and one thing wrong. You have to do what resonates with you. So let's see, what cards are we going to use? I like these ones. Okay, let's see what we have. Now, next Tuesday is July 4th, Independence Day in the U.S. So I just want to say to anybody out there who is celebrating or having get-togethers, have fun and be safe. Yeah. Oh, I do have to share a story with you. Well, a couple of really cute ones. My granddaughter Judy is 2, and she's very tuned in to the other side. You can just totally tell. She'll talk about my mom, who she never met. She'll talk about my dad, who she never met. And she's very in touch with nature. We went outside this morning, and you can hear the birds. Now, they weren't as loud as they are first thing in the morning, but I could hear them fine. And I said, Judy, do you hear the birds? And she goes, yeah. She goes, good morning, birds. Good morning, birds. She talks to the birds all the time. Then when we went outside right before my show, she goes, Grandma, I want to hug the tree. I said, okay. Right there, go hug that tree and I'll take your picture. And she's like, Tree, I love you. She's just like so sweet. And I love that she's like this. So here's a real funny one. I was house sitting for my daughter last week. So they went out of town. They stayed there with watching the house and watching the dogs. Well, I took the two girls with me because this is Megan's last week of pregnancy. So I figured she could use a break. And I had Judy sleeping in the big bed with me. So she would lay there until she fell asleep. And then sometimes I would move her and just worry about her falling out of the bed. Okay, so we're laying there, and all of a sudden she goes, what's that? And she's always, what's that? What's that? And she'll just point. And I'm not sure where she's pointing. So I say, well, what is it? There's a monkey in the bedroom. And I said, a monkey? She goes, yeah, there's a monkey right there. I said, well, what is he doing? She goes, he's jumping on the bed. I said, he's jumping on the bed? She's like, yeah. So she sits up in bed and starts playing catch with an invisible ball with the invisible monkey. And she's laughing like like there was a child sitting there. She's just very interactive with this monkey. And then but at first, before that, she was like, Grandma, make him go away. And then when apparently he didn't want to leave, she started playing with him. So a little while later, she's like, oh, he's over here. He's sitting on me. And I said, well, go ahead and pet him. And she's petting him. And then after a while, I guess he just left because he was done. So when we get home, I was telling Judy's mom, Megan, about this. And she said, that is so funny, she said, because when we go to the zoo, she's afraid of the monkeys. I thought, what? But Judy did tell me that this monkey plays in bed with her a lot of the time. So I just thought that was really cute. I have no doubt she saw a monkey. Don't know, maybe that's her spirit animal. But she was absolutely adorable the way she would sit there and play with this monkey. So those are my cute stories for the week. I think I had another one, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, so Robert, what do we have for you? Robert. I love that kids are so open to this stuff. They're so open-minded. When my 7 and 8-year-old grandkids come and spend the night, they're always like, Grandma, can we look for orbs in your room tonight? Sure we can. I mean, my grandkids are pretty awesome. Every one of them. I just love that they would say stuff like that to me. Oh, good. You're welcome, Tiffany. Hello, Marcia. I'm so happy to see you. Awesome. Okay, Robert. Oh, this is pretty awesome. So the first card I got for you is time to create. And we were talking about, manifesting, creating what we want in our lives, and maybe starting something new. And the other card you got was expression. So I feel like whatever you're going to create is going to be a wonderful expression of who you are. Now, I know you're into runes and stuff a lot. Maybe this is something that you're going to take further and, it's something where you want to do rune readings. I don't know. But I know you've been growing so much over the last year or two spiritually. You've been learning so much about yourself. And you're very in tune with who you are. So I feel like whatever you decide to create in your life is going to be a beautiful expression of love. It's going to be a beautiful expression of gratitude. And when people look at this, whether it's a physical thing you create or an environment that you create, whatever it is, people are going to look at it and know that it was created with this magnificent love that you have and all this wonderful, wonderful energy that you have. Because your energy is amazing. And the more things that you are doing, the higher you're raising your vibration. So I'm really excited to see what comes up for you, the rest of this year and the next 6 months. And I am going to give you oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, so I just I picked a manifestation card for you. And it says, I am accepting every part of myself for the amazing creation that I am. I am living in the truth of who I am. I am authentic. That you are, Robert. And I feel like the more things that you do, the more your authenticity is going to shine through. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of your power. Don't let anything hold you back. There's going to be people out there, the naysayers and the people that are like, oh, that's, but don't even listen to stuff like that. Anybody. Never listen to stuff like that. So I hope that message resonates with you, Robert. Kim, let's see what we have for you. Oh, Kim, learn something new. Now, is this a little bit ironic or what? But I did see your comments on Mary's show today, and I know that you are doing something new, that you just did something new and learned how to do something new. So I really like that. And I feel like you're going to be expanding and doing more new things. And I love that you were talking about the doing things with the natural things that are in your environment. And I think that is so amazing. So amazing. So keep on expanding, keep on growing, because you're doing an amazing, amazing job, Kim. I mean, you are not the person that you were a year ago. So you just keep growing and keep learning and keep doing new things. And keep filling your life with joy. Veronica. Well, Veronica, allow love. Allow love with that big red heart. Keep opening up that heart chakra. Keep letting that love energy flow in and out. I know sometimes all of us, have a difficulty with that. Maybe we get angry about something towards, maybe towards a certain person. So we kind of like just close that off for a while. But we can't do that. None of us can do that. We have to allow that chakra, that heart, love energy to stay open and to flow freely in and out, in and out. Don't be afraid to let people in. Don't be afraid to let people love you. They see you for exactly who you are. You are an amazing person, Veronica, and very, very funny too. I love your sense of humor. So keep opening that heart chakra. If you can do that through visualization or different meditations, and all of this wonderful energy that we have now is just perfect to help us with anything that we want. And we can manifest things so much quicker. Very interesting and hopeful. Much to look forward to. Authentic self super. Yes. Yes, Robert. Kim said, I forgot what show I was going to be using natural flowers in products. And now I offer rose water, the highest frequency. That is so amazing, Kim. That is so amazing. So I hope that resonates with you, Veronica. And we got Richard. And then I have Joyce and Sam. So if I missed anyone, please let me know. Okay, who did I say? Richard. Shielding. Make sure you are using your protective bubble, Richard. Because I know sometimes, especially in the workplace, you can be around some negative, toxic energy. So always make sure to do your bubble, because you don't want to let any of that energy rub off on you. You don't want to pick any of it up and take it home, because it's not yours. So you want to make sure that you either cleanse it and get rid of it on a daily basis, or just put that bubble on so it's not going to even touch your aura. Okay, so I hope that resonates with you, Richard. Hello, Destiny. Yes, please, everyone, like the show. Give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. You're welcome, Richard. Let's see, Joyce. Let's see what we have for Joyce. Joyce. Freedom, Joyce. Freedom. Now, I don't know if this is, from some of the work you're doing now, the healing work you're doing, or if this is just a little bit more down the road. But I sense that you're going to have this enormous sense of freedom that you have not had in a long time. You're going to feel more free to be your authentic self. You're going to feel more free to manifest whatever you want. And you know what you want in your life. And I feel like you can quickly manifest it. Just got to put it out there. Put it out there. Remember when you were a kid and you wanted a bike for Christmas, and all you did, or a certain doll, and all you did was think about it all the time. You focused all that energy into it. And then Christmas morning, you woke up and you got it, right? Do you think maybe in a way you manifested that? Probably. So it's not that hard. We just try to make it seem hard. Because it's hard for our human minds to comprehend that we are that powerful, that we can do that. Our human brain, it takes a while for our human brain to wrap around the incredibleness of our spirit and soul and what it can do and how powerful it is. So I hope that resonates with you, Joyce. And I hope that you're still journaling, because every time I tap into your energy, I see a journal. And I'm like, oh, she needs to be writing in that journal. So I hope you are. And I know that helps. It can help if you journal dreams or just thoughts or things that are bothering you. Putting that energy down on paper and getting it out of you can make a huge difference. Okay, let's see. Sam. Sam. Love yourself, Sam. I know you do, but I feel like you need to love yourself on a deeper level, if that makes sense to you. Show yourself extra love, extra self-care. Make sure you are giving yourself everything that you need, as far as love and kindness. Don't just look out there for it. You have to give it to yourself first. We all do. We all need to hear that. We can't expect something from other people that we're not or we can't give something to other people that we're not willing to give to ourselves, right? So find more things that you really like about yourself. If you need to make a list, if it helps, like anybody out there, to make a list, of things that you feel are your pros, the good things that you feel about yourself. I'm kind, I'm thoughtful, my heart is full of love, whatever it could be. And read it to yourself every day. It will help, because remember, your mind believes everything that you hear. Everything that you say, you hear, and your mind believes it. So when we make those positive words, it makes a difference. Joyce said, thank you. I'm finding I can be more of myself lately. Ooh, that's exciting. That is awesome. My back feels better after releasing something. Interesting. Oh, Sam said, "Thank you, Ruth. Self-love is a big one, and I need to work more." And sometimes the whole self-love thing, why is it that we don't love ourselves more? I mean, why? Maybe when we're kids, we've been put down, or maybe we feel like we've been put down because a situation looks completely different to a child than what an adult sees, right? Their perspective is completely different. So maybe we felt overlooked. Maybe we have felt like we didn't get enough attention. So that all affected our self-esteem and our self-love. But what we realize as adults is that we can give ourselves those things. We can give ourselves the attention. We can give ourselves the kindness and consideration that maybe we felt we didn't get when we were younger. But when we get older and we start growing spiritually, we now realize and know that we can give ourselves those things. We don't need to look for it out there. And that's really, really exciting. I have heard so many people lately that are single and extremely happy in their relationship with themselves, because we've all been doing so much work. We've all been growing, right? We've all been growing. So that is wonderful to hear. Okay, Destiny. I saw you there, Destiny. Hope you are doing well. Compassion, Destiny. Compassion. And I feel like you need to have more compassion for yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself about things. It's funny, but everything always has a way of working out the way it's supposed to, right? Sometimes we are our own worst enemy as far as getting in our own way and trying to make things happen maybe in a different way, because in our mind, we're like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need, but it's not happening the way we see it, that we think that it's going to happen, because it's going to happen in a totally different way. But we're so tunnel vision that we only see it happening in one way. And when it doesn't start working like that, sometimes we get in our own way by trying to maneuver things and make things happen a different way. So just be patient, and don't be so hard on yourself, and be a lot more compassionate with yourself and with others. Destiny said, "I am doing well, my friend, but you are right, and I needed to hear that." That is awesome. I'm thank you for that validation, Destiny. And Sarah, I know Sarah's here. Sarah, you are not alone. You are not alone. How many times in life, and think back, even especially when you were younger, as soon as I saw this, it made me think of a high school teenager, how they'll have the most basic experience, but it will be the biggest drama ever in the world. And it's only happening to them, and it's only about them. But that is never the case, is it? Now, I'm not saying, Sarah, that you are like a teenager, but what I am saying is a lot of times we go through things in life and we feel like we're the only one. We feel very alone. Like what we are experiencing, nobody else could ever understand. But that is not the case. And it's important that no matter what happens, that you remember, and I know you do, that you have that whole team on the other side that is there rooting for you, that is there jumping up and down at your every success, that is guiding you, that is rooting for you. And when things go in your favor, they're just as happy for you as you are. So don't hesitate ever to call on them when you need something. So don't ever feel like you're alone, because you're never alone. So I hope that resonates with you, Sarah. And yes, Joyce, that just, when you said that, I would highly recommend, when Joyce said that her back feels better after releasing stuff. And that made me think, of course, of that Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life. And this book is amazing because I took this book out one time with my mom. And I'm like, okay, so what is this ailment? Because my mom had some health issues from back when she was like a teenager, they started. And we would look at them, and then it would say like what the emotional cause was. And every single time it nailed it. It nailed it. And then it will give you affirmations to use to try and work through that. And it's just mind-blowing how accurate that is. So if you guys can get that book, I would highly recommend reading it. It's absolutely incredible. Speaking of which, I need to find my copy. I'm a good one for misplacing books all the time. Sarah said, thank you so much. I needed to hear that today. You are so welcome. Love you, Destiny. You are welcome. You are welcome. So I hope I got everyone. Let me pull a card real quick for Melissa. Now, you guys, if you aren't doing anything Friday, Melissa Parks has her show. Absolutely phenomenal show, Joyful Findings. I'm very sad if I ever have to not watch it live because I absolutely love her show. And your card is pray. Pray. And what I feel for this, Melissa, is about putting your intention out there. Putting your intention out there and watching how quickly you can manifest it. How quickly. And I have to tell you, when I first heard about Goldylocks, I heard about Melissa's show and, Laura Ramiro's show. The Healing Angels one. Healing, I forget the name. Healing, Angels and Healing Light. That's what it is. And those are the two that I used to watch. They were on during the day at a really good time. And their information just resonated with me so deeply. And their energy was just amazing. And they both had like opposite energy. Laura is very like calm and very, I would say like a motherly, nurturing energy, and she would talk slower. And then you watch Melissa's show, and she's like almost like a bird in flight. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Her energy is off the charts, amazing. And I was just drawn to both of those shows right away. So you guys check out the other Goldylocks shows. See which ones really resonate with you, because we're all so different. Joyce said, I said something today that went deep and said no to something I usually am always up for. Good for you, Joyce. Sarah said, I've been reading that same Louise Hay book this week. It's an incredible book, Sarah. It really is. And I'm going to do one more card for our beautiful, wonderful, fantastic Tiffany. Oh, let's see what we have for you, Tiffany. Just look that one quickly. Trust. And what I heard when I saw that card is trust in the process. Whatever that means, I have no clue. But trust in the process. I know the divine timing, but sometimes we can, we get kind of, I want this to happen faster. But just trust in the process. Thank you guys so much for being here. I cannot believe we are out of time already. It's just insane. And next week is going to be July. And I have a great story to tell you guys next week, too. I've been waiting for the 4th of July. So it's pretty incredible for me. Very mind-blowing and eye-opening. But thank you guys so much for being here. I love you guys so much. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Good night.
Share your appreciation to our show hosts by submitting a testimonial for your favorite Goldylocks Productions show.